All right, so we had a cold front come through this morning. We're looking at a windy day today. We do have a wind advisory out for most of the land areas and a gale warning for the waters. The next front is what's going to bring us the really cold air, and that's due to cross the area Sunday morning, probably reaching the coast around daybreak, give or take a few hours. Behind this front, we'll have a very cold air mass, which will build into the area, bringing very low temperatures and wind chills. Really, the cold air is starting to come in on Sunday, and then a really cold stretch right through at least Wednesday morning. We do have the possibility also of some light freezing rain or freezing drizzle, maybe even a few sleet pellets mixed in northwest counties, starting late Sunday night, and that threat continuing into Monday evening. And that's especially for northern and northwest zones and counties. The amounts seem uncertain. The greatest threat for impacts would be, again, north and northwest of Houston, out toward the Brazos Valley. But in general, we're thinking less than a tenth of ice accretion. Here's a look at the low temperatures forecast for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday morning. And you can see lows Monday morning up in Bryan College Station area in the upper teens to around 20. For Houston, we're right around freezing, and that could be kind of critical for things like the parade that's going on. And then a little bit above freezing closer to the coast, but not much. Really we're talking about temperatures from around 20 to the mid 30s as we start the day on Monday. And the temperatures are going to be steady or even fall somewhat as we go through Monday and Monday evening. So by Tuesday morning, we're looking at lows mainly in the teens, some lower 20s for the coastal counties. I do want to emphasize these numbers could go up or down. It's possible it could be even colder than this, but this is our best forecast at this time. And then really not much change for Wednesday morning. Now, if you recall, our hard freeze criteria is 24 degrees or lower for things like burst pipes and other impacts, the 4 Ps. And we're having that really for most of our area, possibly even down on the barrier islands. We're going to be pretty darn close, but most areas getting that hard freeze Monday night and Tuesday night, and even Sunday night for the northwest areas, if you look at this chart carefully. The wind chills, of course, factoring in the wind, it will be breezy to windy as this cold air rushes in. So you can see Monday morning, wind chill indices single digits in the northwest, closer to 20s to around 30 for the rest of the area, and perhaps right around freezing right at the immediate coast. And then Tuesday morning, even lower. In fact, we may have negative wind chills up in the Brazos Valley, up toward Crockett, single digits most everywhere else. So just a bitterly cold night, Monday night and Tuesday morning. Winds start to die off just a tad as we get into Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. So you see slightly higher wind chills there, but certainly very low, potentially dangerously low wind chills for people that are out with exposure. Just to remind you, we do issue wind chill advisories for 13 degrees or lower, and a wind chill warning for below 0 levels. So you can see at a minimum, we're likely to have a hard freeze and a wind chill advisory for all areas, and most likely potentially a wind chill warning for the northwest counties. Now, zeroing in on different areas, let's start with Houston. This is kind of a big picture view of the high and low temperatures for the next 7 days. And you can see that really cold stretch Monday through Wednesday with some moderation on Thursday if you look at the high temperatures and the minimum wind chills. And I will share the website here. This is the Forecast Points DSS site, so you can generate these type of charts for your own location. So we'll make sure you have that. But here's kind of the hourly view for City of Houston. And you could see a fairly cool day today, kind of moderating on Saturday, but then the big cool down. So going from a Saturday high in the lower 60s down to a Sunday morning low in the upper 30s. And then during the day Sunday, we don't warm up. You know, we stay in the upper 30s to lower 40s with a north breeze. Then we just drop pretty steadily as we go through Sunday night and Monday. So by Tuesday morning, we're looking at low temperatures down in the lower 20s. And that's the same for Tuesday night and Wednesday. So there's our cold stretch, and you can see the wind chills even lower than that. And then moderation as we get into the day Wednesday and especially Thursday. So this is about a 3-day stretch of very cold conditions. Taking a peek now at Bryan, a very similar sequence, just quite a bit colder though. You can see the low wind chills here stand out below zero, perhaps Tuesday morning. But really low wind chills really each morning, Monday through Wednesday. And then here's your hourly charts. And again, we'll put in the comments the link to this website so you can generate these type of charts for your location. Often asked is how many hours below freezing. I know this is critical for some partners, including industry. And this is a really long stretch of below freezing conditions, especially as you go north and west of Houston. You can see the numbers there, rough numbers for Bryan College Station, Huntsville, Conroe. As you get closer, further south, we may peak above freezing during the day Tuesday, but not by much. And so you can see there are sort of two stretches there of below freezing conditions. So, you know, just peaking above freezing for a few hours, you know, might not be that meaningful. And these temperature forecasts could, like I say, change. They could even go down just a bit. But you get an idea, ballpark, of that we're looking here at a prolonged period of below freezing conditions. What about wintry precipitation? What this map is showing is the likelihood of freezing rain impacts, meaning ice on roadways, bridges, overpasses, even sidewalks. This is a product we haven't briefed before, but it really does tell the story that the greatest chance of impactful freezing rain and freezing drizzle looks to be our northwest counties. You can see the values there. The darker blue, blue-green type colorings, we're looking at 20 to 40%. As you get closer to places like Liberty, Houston, Wharton, the chances are less, but not zero. In other words, we're going to have this cold weather. We're going to have a period of some light precipitation, most likely, and some of that's going to fall when we're below freezing. This would be mostly in the form of freezing rain and freezing drizzle, meaning it would freeze on contact if it were to occur. There could be some sleet pellets mixed in as well as you go in the far northwest zones like Houston County, down to Burleson and Madison County. So just to kind of summarize, we have a cold front that's come through today. We're looking at a windy day today, but the stronger cold front is set to come in late Saturday night or early Sunday morning. And behind that front, we're looking at cold air being blown in on north to northeast winds for a really low stretch of temperatures, basically about for a 3-day period or so. We also see the potential for freezing rain or freezing drizzle to develop starting late Sunday night, with that threat continuing into Monday evening, especially for the north and northwestern counties, but really some threat all the way down to I-10. In general, we're looking at light amounts, less than 1/10 of an inch, but of course it doesn't take much to create icy patches. The forecast confidence is high right now for these hard freeze conditions, as well as at least wind chill advisory level wind chills. The confidence is somewhat lower in the details of exactly how cold it will be, and also how widespread and how much we're going to see as far as any light freezing precipitation. We do have another webinar planned for Sunday afternoon. In between now and then, we'll continue with updates coming out through email and social media. So that's our plan, the way it stands now.